much so that eventually, when Britain gave it up in like 18, started dismantling their empire and giving people rights and stuff in by like 1827 and things like that. 1827, 1834? Women was like the rights for women at the same time in Britain. It was more profitable for America to continue doing it. So America just went on to continue doing it, and they were like, "Well, we still want to continue." Doing it.
They were just breeding slaves on their land instead of importing slaves because it became outlawed.
I just remember something funny from that show The Circle, where like the girl on there, she just went, well, I'm British and they're American, so I don't think America and Britain is compatible. And I just like, what an idiot. I was like, oh no. Who let this?
Oh no. No.
Oh
No.
No, who let this animal out the cage? Oh no, ship her back.
It's really funny because, like, as someone who grew up in the British education system, like, they don't even talk about the American independence with Britain, because I really feel like in terms of British history, it was like a very non-war. Like, the way that I kind of read about it is that a lot of the time, the main reason why they rebelled is because Britain was essentially neglecting them. So they kind of had to take over and govern themselves. But like, maybe it was more amazing than I read about, because every other American talks about how, we're so special and cool because independence. And I'm like, okay, read about it. Seems
you also do realize that a major part of it was that the American Independence War happened as well because Britain was dismantling
they're trying to lay the slave trade.
Yeah, exactly, and America didn't want that, so so they were like,
during their war with Britain as well, they like killed and stole land from Native Americans that was designated by British people to Native Americans. Yeah, to be honest, there's a whole lot of sucking in this. Sucking on Britain's end, a lot of sucking on America's end. Everyone's trash. Everyone's trash. There's the rubbish bin.
Well, I mean, everybody's done something bad in history somewhere.
Like, no one's perfect, but like, when you grow up in a society where people act like it's glorious to win the game of being the suckiest, I'm thinking, thank God I don't believe in hell, because I feel like most of your ancestors will be there right now. I mean, think about it.
To be honest, what I was thinking about the other day was the Greek mythology of hell and heaven and hell for humans, and like Hades, obviously not Hades, but like
I mean, they don't technically have a heaven and a hell. They have like Mount Olympus, and then they have like Tartarus, where it's split up into different sections, where there's a heavenly place, there's a neutral place for people who didn't do Ethel, and then there's a place that is essentially like hell.
No, the Elysian Fields is for the elite of essentially supposed to be for elite heroes, and
like there's the cornfield,
the different parts of hell and things, the different parts of the underworld.
The underworld, because they don't really like it's the underworld, right? Because it's not all hell; it's the underworld.
Well,
anyway,
is for dead. Oh yeah, are you trying to leave?
I mean, are you not?
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, yeah. So, you want to talk about what do you want to talk about next time? What's it called? Raised by Wolves. Honestly, that's a really good
I'm reviewing each episode, so it's taken me a while to watch it all because I'm reviewing each episode.
Also, do you want to? I thought you want to talk about, like, I want to do Invincible. I love Invincible.
You want to do what?
Invincible.
Oh yeah, we've got that scheduled. Yeah.
Okay. And actually, which one? I watched Covenant Sisters. Ugh. It was good. I understand it, and I was like, okay, fair enough. It wasn't. I appreciate it for what it was, but
I really like the song in it though. I was bopping my head, shimmy my little African shoulders.
So you did watch it?
Well, I watched it before you.
Covenant Sisters.
Yeah, I told you about it. I said that you'd watch it and that you'd like it, but you'd be a bit meh about it. And then you told me that you liked it, but you also a bit meh about it.
Okay, I'm looking at you. I'm giving you a side eye right now. I'm like, I didn't know you.
Don't give me a side. Devil, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. My guy is dead, man. Like
R.I.P.
there aren't
DMX.
rappers out there anymore who are like full on lyricists. There aren't like rappers who are like
Oh,
full on lyrical.
Ludacris, man, Ludacris. I'm Ludacris, Method Man. There was, Eminem is still very much so. Actually, you have what's his name? Tech Nine is pretty good. There's so many other. There are pretty good rappers out there. Like Dex is another one that's actually really good.
I'm not really into like you know me. I'm really slow when it comes to music. I always get to newer music like 5 years later. So all these rappers you're mentioning, like I'm probably not gonna listen to them.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that, like, I'm into music like that, man, because I need to have those kind of.
wait, did you say Tech Nine or do you mean Takashi X9?
No, not Takashi X9. Takashi X9 is pretty good. I mean, he's a snitch, but Takashi X9 is
Ah, you heard about that? You heard about him snitching? Oh my God! Did you snitch?
that motherfucker, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you snitch?
I'm not gonna lie. I honestly,
Singing like a canary.
I don't see anything wrong with what he did. At the end of the day, he had the better.
No, I'm not mad about it either. All these people out here trying to live that thug life. I ain't going to jail.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna live long, but well,
I mean, yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I just don't like that. Oh hell yeah! But the truth of the matter is that I just don't subscribe to that thug life. I want that thug money, but I don't want that thug life. I mean, how many rappers die at like 50? So you finally made it rich and then you die you die fairly young. I mean, I want to enjoy my money for a long time. I ain't rapping about no guns or any of that nonsense. The only thing I'm rapping about is going to bed healthy. Going to bed healthy and not having issues with no one. Right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be team wee woo, right? I was watching this YouTuber and she's like, I'm team wee woo. I snitch on everyone. That's what's up.
Honestly, I'm like, I think if you want to live that thug life kind of life, it's like I don't get it. I mean, I'm not with that.
I mean, flirting with jail is not appealing.
I mean, to be fair, we're raised different, you know. We're raised that intelligence is what's real, what intelligence is, what matters and whatnot. So
I don't even think it's intelligence, man. After hanging out with people here, I kind of see how like people get indoctrinated into the culture. Also, like a lot of them take a lot of mind-altering drugs, and they did it from a young age, like drinking, lean, like Molly, different kinds of drugs. Like it's just mind-altering. Like it's just like the way your brain is wired is different. I don't even think it's intelligence. I just feel like just caught up in the thug life. You're addicted.
I did say we were raised different, and my point here was like basically like because we were raised different, our intelligence, the way I would prefer. It's one of those things where I would feel so much better if I was gonna make it, that I made it using my brain and building something like a software or something that's pretty cool shit, versus I don't know, just being an actor and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that actors I'm not gonna lie. I don't think actors should be getting paid the amount of money they get paid. I don't think footballers should be getting paid that money. I don't think basketballers. I think footballers. I think American footballers definitely should, because those or even rugby players, because they're putting their life at risk all the time. But soccer players, or I guess normal football players, no. You know what I mean? Oh, you injured your knee, okay. You know what I mean? Man.
The reason why I disagree is that all of these sports are literally worth billions. So the fact that the players were paid millions, like what they get paid compared to the people who actually own the teams, is peanuts, right? People say, oh, they shouldn't get paid that much. If you don't want to get paid that much, stop making it a billion pound, $1 billion industry, right? But I feel like I actually feel like it's exploitation. If you're at the top level in a $1 billion industry and you're getting paid like, 100,000 a year, that's absolute exploitation. So I do think they should get paid millions. I'm not saying they deserve millions or this sport is super important, but on some level, culturally it is. That's why so many celebrities are so rich, because we value music over science. I mean, if scientists were the celebrities of the world, that would say that we live in a completely different society, but they're not. So until then, I feel like it's exploitation. You can't be on a top team that's worth like, I don't know, like 50, like 100 million a year at least, and only get paid 100,000 or like 30,000. That is absolute exploitation. I can't say anything about what they get paid.
I think I get your point that you're talking about, like the labor that the lower level guys put in is versus the amount of money that's actually generated and that's actually generated and thus trickling down to them is minuscule to those at the very top who are collective, who own the team and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in that concept, yeah, but I just think in general, I just don't think the entire. I just think the entire thing. I just don't think that the entire thing should be getting that much amount of volume of money and film. I'm one of those people. I just don't get how people follow other people. I just get bored. I mean, like, okay, you know what I mean? I get very much like, this is much. This is a lot. You know what I mean? Let's just move on. I don't understand. Like, and people act like it's my team. They It's like, no, nigga, that guy's just, he plays a good game and I appreciate that, but I'm not gonna be feeling it
All
like
up
that.
in
You
it
know what I
like
mean?
that. I'm not gonna
No, I
lie,
can't
yeah.
be feeling that.
Like before, I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
really understand it, but now I compare it to like the way we talk about superhero movies and like anime. Like it's like even though like football isn't really niche, it's mainstream, but at the same time, it's like okay, that's the best way I can describe it, right? It's like when I'm sorry to bring this up, I'm sorry to bring up your trauma, right? But when Emerald City ended,
Yeah. I love them.
I'm
I
sorry,
love
I'm
Emerald
sorry, I
City.
apologize.
I, I love Emerald City, man. Oh,
I
tears,
know.
tears.
I know, but like legit, like that's how I feel. That I feel like the way that I felt when Emerald City ended, and the way I feel now every time I think about it. I think that's legit the way that a football enthusiast feels when their team or their favorite player gets cut and put on another team. Like I feel like that's how they feel. It's just like this, just raw, like what could have been type of feeling, you know?
Maybe. I mean, I guess so, but I mean, it's just the way they're like I remember being in school, man. Like there were kids who were like terrible with math in class, yeah. But you ask them what's the percentage of this? What's the percentage of this player so far in terms of like the fact that he's only made three goals in the last 5 games that he's played. In the last 5 games that he played, he gave some support in this, and they will tell you like, oh yeah, it's about 2.
Oh yeah.
He's like 0.2% in terms of his averages. He most likely I think he's doing pretty well in terms of his ranking and things, especially because he's got support by making 3 goals and things like that. He's definitely going to be put on the main team squad 1 very soon. He's doing well, and you're like. And he goes into class and is like, tell me please tell me the angle of this of this
Isosceles triangle.
isosceles triangle or acute angle or or this semicircle or whatnot. And this guy's like, can I call a friend? And you're looking at this nigga, and I'm looking at this guy like, bro, you was outside. You was like Rain Man outside. What is wrong with you? It was like, you don't know this answer. I swear to God. And
Do you know what, Ray?
Plus the way it explains a little bit about it, like some people, the way education works, and some people are just not wired to be
honest,
good at classroom learning and things like that.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm like that. It's like whenever I was doing chemistry, physics, or biology, I didn't understand if you're giving me the information in an isolated fashion, this does this. I can't comprehend it because I always have to apply it to the real world, otherwise my brain rejects the information. I mean, like a good teacher would be like, the kid would be like, oh, and then they would get out like a scoreboard for like, a make-believe football game. And then they would get out like a triangle football and they say, so what's the answer? It's like, oh yeah, 26.89. It's like, yeah, well done, Jimmy.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite to that. I am better with. I am not good with like a context given question. I hate that because my mind just works in the way it's like I'm just thinking of like all the other scenarios all the other questions that will come with it. I very much very simple questions and stuff like that versus like context given questions. It annoys the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm always thinking, well, and especially it's always the speed ones. You know what I mean? It's always if he's going at this 100 miles an hour. I do not know. What just get it. Ask Google. Stop asking me, man. I don't know. Going 100 miles an hour and the crow turns left. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
As
Straight
the
up.
crow flies, you know, and it's one of those things.
The crow strikes at midnight.
Yeah, but it's like it's as and you know, and at first, like I remember when I asked about that, like as the crow flies, it's I think it's to do with like the general direction of